Hi, my name is Cullen, and I'm a personal injury attorney in Winter Park, Florida. We meet with people all the time who have been involved in accidents, and one of the primary concerns that those people have is what they're going to do about their hospital bills. Depending on what kind of accident they've been involved with, these people's hospital bills may very well be paid, or a large portion of them may very well have been paid by insurance. For example, if they've been involved in a car accident, then most people in Florida will have PIP or PIP, personal injury protection insurance coverage, that will have paid 80% of their hospital bill. If the person was involved in any other kind of accident, such as a slip and fall or trip and fall or really almost anything else, and they have group health insurance coverage, then their group health insurer is going to pay a large portion of their bills minus whatever co-pays or deductibles they might have. Sometimes though, people are involved in accidents where they don't have any insurance to pay the bills, and sometimes those hospital bills can be large and scary. These days, it's rare that we see a hospital bill less than $5,000, even when someone hasn't been seriously injured. The good news is that most hospital bill balances after an accident are very negotiable, and this is particularly true if the hospital has already had a portion of its bills paid by regular PIP or group health insurance. For example, in most of our automobile accident cases, there will typically be a hospital bill balance after PIP has paid. If you'll remember, PIP pays 80% of any outstanding accident-related bills. So a lot of times there's a balance left at a hospital after PIP is paid. And with cases like that, with automobile accident cases, it's very regular for us to call up the hospital or call up their billing people, explain the situation, explain that our clients recovered some money, and then we work out or negotiate the balance or what the hospital is owed. The reason for this is because hospitals know that if they don't negotiate with us or agree to accept some sort of reduction or compromise on their bill, then their other alternative would be to sue our client. And suing our client requires them to go hire an attorney. There's time involved in pursuing our client if they chose to do that. They could go through the court process and get a judgment against our client, and then they would have to try to find our client and use all the remedies that they might have to try to collect money from our client. And all of that, in the hospital's terms, costs them time and money. And so many times it makes more sense to the hospital to just take less or accept less than what they would like to get in order to have something in hand, close the file, and move on to the next one. In addition, there's sort of a new breed of company out there that does a lot of analytics or analysis of what hospital bills are made of. In other words, they look at what are hospitals charging for this procedure or that procedure, or what are they charging for bandages, or what are they charging for this or that. And these companies do a great job of whittling down what a reasonable hospital charge should be compared to what the hospitals actually charge. And so what we're finding is the hospitals really don't want this kind of information made public. They don't want these outside companies digging in or determining what, from a line item to line item thing, what they're allowed to charge for particular procedures or for particular supplies. So hospitals seem to be more willing recently to just negotiate the bill and to accept less than what the balance says on the piece of paper. So that's good news for clients. So if you've been involved in an accident, if you have a hospital bill that you're concerned with or have questions about, please reach out to us. We love to answer questions. All you have to do is call us at 407-254-4901, or you can text us at 407-644-4444, or you can even reach us through the Facebook Messenger app.